welcome to my lower back love Vinyasa Flow. Today's practice, we're going to work on side bending to open up the sides. We're going to work on our hips, both in the front and in the back, and get a general full practice in. So for today's practice, you may want to have a block or something that resembles a block, maybe a book, a big book. You also need a bolster or a large pillow, something that you can put behind your back for later on. You can also use, instead of a bolster, a rolled up yoga mat. So if you have another yoga mat, you can also use that. All right, shall we? Let's begin. So coming onto your back, feet flat, gently roll down. We're going to do a little bit of Pilates work before we move into our full Vinyasa flow. So bring your hands onto your lower belly and just feel your breath. Feel the expansion on your inhale and the compression on your exhale. Now gently slide your hands underneath your lower back. It doesn't have to go far in there, but there should be maybe a little bit of space, right? So the pelvis has a tendency to either tilt a lot or not many people tuck, but the tucking is a possibility as well. So you want a neutral spine so that there's a little bit of space underneath. Bring your hands by your sides. We're going to go into a slight pelvic twist. A pelvic tilt, not a twist. Just to engage the abdominals and start to warm up the lower back. So take an inhale in your neutral spine. As you exhale, engage the abdominals and give a pelvic tilt. So you're not squeezing the glutes here, you're using your belly. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Exhale, scoop the belly, pelvic tilt. Inhale, straighten to your neutral spine. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, scoop. Good, one more time. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, scoop. Good, come back to neutral. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give a little bit of a stretch here. Make sure your head stays flat on the mat. You can even give a little rock from side to side. Roll onto one side. Gently press yourself up to a seated position. And we'll come up into child's pose. So swinging the legs behind you. You have two options for your child's pose. You can keep your legs parallel, right underneath your ribs, or if it's more comfortable for you, you can open the knees up, width of the mat, big toes touch behind. Let your torso fold forward and let your arms extend. Let your forehead melt all the way down. If your head doesn't quite reach the mat, you can use a block underneath it for support. And just as a reminder, child's pose is here for you at any time, should you need or want rest. Good. Just let yourself relax into the child's pose. Let your lower back sink down, hips towards your heels. Take one more deep breath here in your child's pose. Good. On your next inhale, lifting up onto hands and knees. If you're using the block, just gently move it to the side. And we'll come into our tabletop. So knees fall right underneath the hips, toes track behind, wrists underneath your shoulders. Moving through a few cycles of cat and cow. On your inhale, arch the spine. Let your shoulders roll back, coming into cow pose. On your exhale, engage the abdominals, curl the spine, coming into cat. Inhaling, coming into cow, arching the spine, press down through those fingertips. Exhale, curl into cat. Good. Moving through again, inhale, arching the spine. Exhale, curl. Inhale, come to neutral. We'll go into our first side bend. As you exhale, bring your armpit and your hip together on the same side. So squeeze the right side. You can look back at your hip, but be careful that your hips don't sway out to the side. Try to keep them stacked on top of your knees. Inhale, come through center, neutral spine. Exhale, squeeze to your left. Armpit and knee try to touch. Inhale, come through center, keep the spine straight. Exhale, now curve it to the side. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, side bend to your left. Inhale through center, exhale to your right. Inhale through center, exhale to your left. Inhale through center, exhale where you need. So now we'll take this into a full circle. So cow, side bend, cat, side bend. Yep, here we go. Inhaling, arching the spine, coming into cow. Exhale, flatten the spine out, squeeze to your right. Inhale, coming into cat. Come back to your straight spine, meaning head over tail. And then exhale, squeeze to your left. Inhale, coming to cow, arching the spine. Exhale, squeeze to your right. Inhale, curling into cat. Exhale, squeeze to your left. And one more circle in your own timing, your own breath. When you come back to your cow, reverse the direction, exhaling to your left. Inhale, curl into cat. Exhale, squeeze to your right. Inhale, come to cow. Exhale to the left. Inhale, curl to cat. Exhale, squeeze to your right. One more rotation, your own timing, your own breath. Inhaling to cow. Exhale when you reach a side. Inhale through cat and exhale to the side. Good. Come back to neutral. You can give your tail a little wiggle waggle here just to release things out. Then from here, go ahead and tuck your toes, press your hips back, come into your downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal through the feet here. This helps to give a little bit more movement through the legs, through the hips, and ultimately your lower back. So take your time, allow your breath to regulate your movement. Exhaling when a heel comes down, inhaling when you're switching. When you exhale, our muscles know it's okay to relax. This allows you to get a little bit deeper into your muscles. All right, coming back to your stillness, we're going to take a deep side stretch here. So what that means is we're going to lift up the left heel. Let the toes stay connected to the mat. Turn the other heel inward. From there, sink into that straight leg hip and press your weight back. If this is intense, then stay there. If you want to deepen it, your left hand can release. Well, the same side, straight leg and arm, let those fingertips stretch out and try to move your heart underneath your armpit. Good. Coming back to your downward facing dog. You can pedal through the feet. If you need a little break for the arms, just press back to child's pose for a breath or two. And let's move to the second side. So in your downward facing dog. Now, honestly, I don't remember which heel I said first, so just make sure you're doing the other one. For me, it's my left heel at this point. My left heel is lifting up, turning the right heel in. Weight stays on the left hand. Right fingertips will lift up. Press your weight into that right hip. Getting a little bit of a side bend. Let your head and your heart tuck underneath your right armpit. Good. Coming back to your downward facing dog, squaring off. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, press back to your downward facing dog. Good, moving through that again. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, press back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, press back. Then we'll move through a vinyasa from here, our first one. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down your knees. Keep the belly tight. Shift the hips back. Bring your chest and your chin down to the mat. Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale, slide the heart through. Small cobra. Let the feet release. Shoulders relax down. Exhale, let your head come down to the mat. 2 more cobras. Inhale, lifting up. From here, engage the legs and lift the hands, coming more into a locust. Exhale, lower down. Let your legs relax. Inhale, locust. Find length here. Instead of crunching the lower back, think of the toes reaching back and over the end of your mat. Let the front hands release. Breathing up here. Exhale, lower down. We'll take 1 more locust. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhaling, lowering down. Press back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, bring your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, rotate the hips, open. This gives a nice little twist for the lower body. Also opens up the hamstrings. You can roll that top foot around, squeeze the toes, whatever you'd like to do for that top ankle. Then on your inhale, straighten the legs, square off the hips. Exhale, thigh comes to the chest. Step it through. If it doesn't make it all the way, use your hand on your ankle and carry it forward. And we'll move into low lunge from here. So knee over the ankle, gently lower down the back knee. Now you can use a block here underneath your hands if you'd like, or you can inhale and bring it all the way up to the thigh. Exhale, release the shoulders down. Now one thing that really helps here if you want to deepen your stretch is to scoop the lower belly up and in. This will lengthen the front of the hip. And this is where the psoas muscle lives. It's deep, deep, deep down in there. Connects the lower back and the thigh bone and the pelvis. So all of these things are connected by one little muscle. So sometimes when you have lower back pain, it's from the psoas. So we want to open that up. Just taking a few more breaths here. Coming into a side stretch from here. So take that block if you have it, or your book, or whatever you're using for your support. Bring it to the right side of your body. Right hand onto it. As you exhale, sweep the other arm over your head and lean into that right hand. So now we're extending the stretch all the way through the left side of the body. Getting a little deeper into that hip flexor, inner thigh, side body. Keep breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your hand back down to the mat. Tuck the toe, come into your high lunge. Go ahead, just a few breaths here in your high lunge. And gently step back, coming into your plank, and we'll move through a vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, moving on to the second side. Inhale your left leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, rotate the hips, open. Now you may get a nice stretch in your inner thighs here as well, depends on your body. Roll that top ankle around, squeeze the toes, point the feet, whatever you need to do. And on your inhale, straighten the legs, square off the hips. Exhale, thigh comes into the chest, step it through, helping the ankle if you need. Coming into our low lunge. Gently lower down the knee, being mindful that the knee stays over the ankle. Inhale, lifting up, using a block in front of you if you'd like, or hands to your thigh. Exhale, releasing down. So I talked a lot on the first side, so this side, I'll let you just live in the stretch for a few more breaths. Good, moving into our side bend, bring the block now to your left side. Left hand will rest on it. Take an inhale. As you exhale, sweep the right arm up and over, getting a nice side bend, leaning into that left hand. Twist and open the heart towards the sky or your ceiling, wherever you might be on this beautiful day. Good. One more full breath. Now on your exhale, bring the hands back down. You can bring the block out of your way. Tuck the back toe, come up into your high lunge. From here, let's step that left foot back. Come into your plank. Now let's move through a vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra. Let's lift those arms, engaging the back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale through tabletop, tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift the eyes to the fingers, step or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Lift your spine halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, bending the knees deeply. Let's protect our lower backs today. And now reverse swan dive. Press through the legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. So from here, we'll move into a standing crescent or half moon. So bringing the legs underneath the hips, feet flat. Interlace all the fingers except for the pointer finger. On your inhale, extend the arms up, squeeze your ears with your arms. Exhale where you need. Be careful here that when you're standing, you're not sticking your tail out behind you. Engage the belly and straighten out the pelvis. Good. Take one more breath. On your exhale, lean over to your left. I'll be your mirror image. Press down through the right foot. Inhale, come up through center. Keep that belly nice and tight. Exhale, squeeze to the other side. Inhaling through center. Exhale over to the right. Ooh, sorry, your left, sorry. Inhale, coming up. Exhale to the second side. We'll go one more each side. Inhale through center. Exhale to the first side. Inhale through center. Exhale to the second side. Good. Inhale through center. Exhale, release the hands. Fold forward. Uttanasana. Bend the knees. Inhale, lift halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana. Engage the lower belly. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands down to the mat. Step or float back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Staying here for another breath. On your next inhale, lift the eyes, step or hop to the top of the mat. Bring the inner edges of your feet together this time. Lift your spine halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. We'll come into chair pose now. On your inhale, bend the knees deeper. Sweep the arms up overhead. I'm going to turn so that I can look at you. Hi there. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Belly lifts in. Shift your weight back into your heels. Inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And twist to your right. Again, I'm trying to be your mirror image. You can bring your hands to the outer thigh and hip, or you can tuck the elbow around the thigh, whichever deepness of a twist you can do this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening. Be mindful that your knees are side by side. Sometimes what happens is the leg we're twisting away from, the knee pokes out. And that means that the hips are not square. So whatever knee is poking out, pull it back. Inhale, come to center, hands to your heart. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend the knees, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart, twist to the opposite side. So hands to the outer thigh and hip, or prayer hands, and tuck the elbow around. Same thing here, be careful of the knee poking out. If you need to, adjust the hips, knees side by side. On your inhale, come to center, hands to your heart. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold hands down to the mat, step or float back to plank. Moving through your vinyasa now, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Moving into warrior one from here. Inhale your right leg up and back. Exhale, thigh to the chest. Step it through, helping it if you need to. Rotate the back heel down and in, so that foot is nice and rooted. On your inhale, walk or sweep the arms up. Exhale, release the shoulders. Good. Just for a moment, let's bring the hands to the heart. Let's talk about this pose just for a mo. Keep the belly lifted. So another tendency here is for the hip to pop out. This doesn't help our psoas because it shortens that muscle. So inhale, lift the belly up. Even if that means that you're coming a little higher in this front leg, try to square up the hips. Then exhale, see if this thigh will deepen. Even if it's a millimeter, a little bit is better than nothing, yeah? Okay. Now moving into camel, which is a little bit of a back bend. Bring your heels of your hands onto your hip bones. Use your fingers to press the flesh down. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift your heart. Now, we're not looking for a deep back bend, and actually, it shouldn't happen in your lower back at all. Imagine your ribs lifting up out of your lower back and then pouring back, right? Up and back. That's what we're looking for. To find expansion in the ribs, find the breath. And one more breath. On your inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back to your downward facing dog. Now you can place a vinyasa in here if you want a little bit more heat. Moving on to the second side. Inhale your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, thigh to the chest, step it through. We'll come into warrior one. Back heel rotates down and in. Inhale, walk yourself up. Exhale, shoulders down. Bringing your hands to your heart, check in with the hips. Now on the second side of any pose, it's going to feel a little bit different. Both sides always have their own variations, so do what you need to sort that out. It's taking a moment, belly lifts, maybe the thigh can deepen. Finding energy in that back knee. Coming into camel again, heel of the hands onto the hip bones, fingers press the flesh down. Roll the shoulders back, inhale, lift the heart. Nice steady breath. It's okay if you're starting to feel a little bit of the shakes. If you're sweating, that's a great thing. It means we're nice and warm and our bodies are less likely to get injured during our practice. Good. On your inhale, come back up to vertical. Bring your hands to your heart. Exhale where you need. And on your next exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back to your plank. And now take a vinyasa. Take your time. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Now feel free to rest your knees down and take child's pose here. I'm going to stay for about 3 more breaths. Find the length in your spine here, no matter which pose you're in. Feel the sit bones moving away from the crown of the head. If you're in child's pose and ready to move on, tuck the toes, come into your downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, thigh to the chest, step it through. We'll come into warrior 2. So your back heel rotates down and in. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale, settling into your warrior 2. Now the hips and the shoulders line up to the long edge of your mat. Right knee is still tracking over the toes. Back leg is extended. Now there's lots of space between the feet, more so than in warrior 1. Let your arms extend out from the shoulders, palms down. Look down, make sure that that knee is tracking over the foot. Going through a little bit of a flow here. Inhale, rotate the right palm to the ceiling. Exhale, reach that up and back, reverse warrior. Inhaling through warrior 2, exhale, extended side angle. Forearm crosses the thigh, other arm sweeps up and over. Be mindful here that the shoulder doesn't crunch down. Nice long neck, pressing into that right arm. Inhale, warrior 2. Rotate the palm. Exhale, reach up and back, reverse warrior. Keep breathing. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Maybe the legs go a little bit deeper. Finding length through the left side of the body, but also the right. Make sure that's not crunching too much. There's a little bit of a crunch factor, but you want to try to keep it long. Good. Inhale, coming up to warrior 2. Rotate the front palm. Exhale, up and back, reverse warrior. Now you're looking for the length on the right side of the body. Inhale through center. Exhale, triangle pose. So now the front leg straightens, hips pop out to your left. Right hand comes down above or below the knee. Top arm can come to your waist if it needs to, or it can stay extended. And what's most important here is that the spine stays long. If you're curling and you're dropping, then you're not really in triangle pose. We want to find length in every direction. So the legs are part of a triangle. The torso is part of a triangle, keeping the spine long. Inhale, coming up through vertical. Exhale, warrior 2. Take another inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the inside of the front foot. Flip up the back heel. We're going to come into lizard pose. So gently lower down the back knee. Walk your right foot out to the right edge of your mat. You can release the back toes if that feels good to you. Now from here, we're going to take this front foot, flex so you're on your heel. Then outwardly rotate from your thigh. Then place the foot down. This gets the inner thigh without affecting your ankle. Take your pillow or a block or something in front of you for support. Inhale, lift the heart. All right, again, we're targeting the psoas muscle in the hip flexors. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward if you wish. Now, this can be a little bit more intense. If that's too much for you, then just stay upright. There's no need to force yourself into anything. There's something called the edge of comfort that we talk about in yoga and any activity, physical activity actually. You want to have a good sensation of stretch. You don't want pins, needles, sharp pains. A healthy stretch. You know the signals when you're going too far. You need to listen to those so that you don't walk away with an injury. This is something that I'm passionate about. As you can tell, I talk about this quite a bit. Just a few more breaths here in lizard. On your next inhale, lift the head, come up onto your hands. Exhale where you need, you can move your prop out of the way. Tuck the back toe, lift up into your high lunge, square off the front leg. Then gently step back to your plank, your push-up position. We're gonna stay here for 5 full breaths, being mindful that the hips don't sink down low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press back to your downward facing dog. Pedal through the feet. If you'd like to, you can lower down the knees and come into child's pose for a few breaths. Preparing now for the second side. If you are in child's pose, tuck your toes and move your way into downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, thigh comes to the chest, step it through. We'll come into warrior 2. Back heel rotates down and in. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale, settle into your warrior 2. So now the shoulders and the hips are facing the long edge of your mat. Left knee tracks over the toes. Arms extend, head rotates to the left. Moving through our little sequence, inhale, rotate the left palm upwards. Exhale, reach up and back, reverse warrior. Nice light touch with the back hand. Sometimes my mind goes too fast for my mouth. Inhale, coming up into warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Forearm crosses the thigh, other arm sweeps up and over. Nice long waist. Open neck, open throat. Inhale, come back up into warrior 2. Exhale where you need. Rotate the palm, and then reach up and back, reverse warrior. Inhaling, coming back up into warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle for the second time. Feel the line from the top fingers to the bottom toes in the back. Inhaling, coming up through center. One more reverse warrior. Rotate the palm. Exhale, reach up and back. Inhale, come back up through vertical, moving into triangle pose. Straighten that left leg. Hips come out to the right. And as you exhale, the left hand comes down above or below the knee. Top arm can stay extended, or you can bring it to your waist, whatever feels best. Being mindful that the top shoulder doesn't collapse forward. Keep your heart opening up to the side of your space. Inhaling, coming all the way up. Exhale, rebend into warrior 2. Taking another breath here. Exhale, bring your hands down to the inside of that front foot. Flip up the back heel. Moving into lizard pose. Front foot walks to the outer edge of the mat. Lower knee lowers down. Lower knee, back knee lowers down. Releasing the toes. Using a block or a pillow for support under your hands. Inhale, lift up. Flex the top foot, outwardly rotate from the thigh bone, then gently place the foot down. Staying upright if this is intense for you, or if you want to intensify, you can lower down onto your arms. Using a block, or sometimes one elbow doesn't quite reach, you can use a block under one elbow, whatever works for you. Getting a little deeper into our psoas, into the hip flexors. Be mindful here, we want to be kind to our bodies. So listen to the cues that it's giving you. Two more full breaths here. On your inhale, lifting the head, walking up onto your hands. You can move your props out of the way. Exhale where you need. Tuck the back toe, lift up to high lunge. Square off that front leg. On your exhale, gently step the front leg back. Coming into plank, we'll stay for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press back to your downward facing dog or lower your knees and take child's pose for a few breaths. Take one more nice deep breath here. Then on your next inhale, lift the head, come up onto hands and knees and crawl forward to a seated position, bringing your legs out in front, extending them long, making our way into Paschimottanasana. So in Paschimottanasana, you want your sit bones to be nice and secure into the mat, or if you're not feeling that way, then you can use a block underneath. This helps to create some space in those legs. But if you don't need it, then you can always leave the block to the side. Start to engage the abdominals, sitting up nice and tall. Heels connect down to the mat. On your exhale, you're going to stretch forward, folding over the legs, but keep those abdominals pulled up and in. Hands can connect to your legs wherever they may fall. Now, the importance of having the belly lifting up and in is to protect your lower back as you stretch. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release. We're going to take that right leg in and move into Janu Shirshasana. So right bottom of the foot to the inner thigh, knee falls out to the side. On your inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twist and fold over the straight leg. You want your sternum to be in line with your thigh. This stretch is here to open up the lower back. You may feel it on the bent leg side. This also opens the hips, the hamstring. You may feel this along your spine. But breathe into wherever you feel it the most. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release. Let that right leg extend out in front of you. You can give it a little wiggle, a little shake, a little pop, and we'll move to the next side. Left foot to the inner thigh, bottom of the foot touches, knee falls out to the side. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, line up that sternum and fold forward. Nice steady breath into that lower back and your hip. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release. We'll bring the bottoms of the feet together from here, coming into bound angle pose. So go ahead and hold on to those feet or ankles. Elbows open up to the inner thighs. As you exhale, hinge forward. Nice straight spine. Back of the neck long. Let yourself ease into the stretch. On your inhale, come back up through vertical. Use your hands on the outer leg and pull the thighs together, exhaling where you need. You can give a little wobble from side to side. And from here, go ahead and scooch forward to the front edge of your mat. We'll come onto the spine. We just want to create enough space so that when you put your head down, you still land on your mat. Once you're down, move the heels a little closer towards your sit bones. And we'll move into another hip stretch here, taking reclined pigeon. Right leg extends upward and then bend the leg, crossing the ankle over the opposite thigh. Reach through, grab onto that left leg and pull it in towards your chest. This is a lower back and a hip stretch, but you may feel this more so in your hip, in that right outer hip. Gently release, shake out that right leg, and we'll switch directly to the other side. So left leg extends up, cross the ankle over the thigh, reach down, grab the right leg, pull it in towards your chest. Keep your breath nice and steady as your hip and lower back start to open even more. Gently release the legs and the hands, shaking out that left leg. From here, we're going to get more into the IT band and the outer thigh. So moving into reclined cow face pose. I'm just going to adjust myself so that you can see a little bit better. Right leg crosses over the left, no space between this time. Reach down, grab the shin bones, the ankles, or the feet, and gently pull them towards your armpits. Now your feet should be on the opposite sides of your body, and you'll feel this anywhere on the outer thigh. Good. Gently release. Open up the legs, come into happy baby. Knees are wider than your armpits. And then switching to the other side. The left leg now stacks on top of the right for our reclined cow face. Grabbing the feet, pulling them in toward your chest and your armpits. Gently release those legs, come into happy baby one more time. This not only opens the inner thighs, but it does target the lower back as well. From here, hug the knees in towards your chest. You can lift your head to your knees if you'd like a little extra spinal stretch. Gently release. Roll onto one side and come up to a seated position. Go ahead and grab your pillow or bolster, and you want to bring that to the top part of your mat. Inch your way back. The space between your shoulder blades, that's roughly what should line up on top of your pillow or bolster. Your knees can be bent, and then you arch your upper back over the bolster or pillow. Arms can extend. Be mindful here that your head is supported and your arms are supported, so there's nothing dangling. Everything has some sort of support underneath it. Legs can be in whatever position feels good for you. Butterfly legs, legs extended, bottoms of the feet down onto the mat, knees up, it doesn't matter. And gently breathe through your upper ribs and your chest. To make your way out of this posture, let's move very mindfully. Bend your knees first so they're up to the ceiling. Bring your hands down by your sides or use them to lift your head up. Gently roll onto one side and sit up and move the bolster or pillow out from underneath you. From here, ease your way into Shavasana, allowing yourself to lie long on your mat. Legs roughly about the width of the mat apart, arms by your side at a comfortable angle. Palms flip upwards. Let your eyes close and take rest. Start to find energy in your fingers and toes. Then extend the arms up by your ears. Give a nice long stretch. Hug your knees in towards your belly. Give a little rock from side to side. Roll onto your side and gently come up to a seated position. Hands pressed at the heart, eyes closed. Taking a moment here. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. If you liked the class, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please be sure to click the bell for notifications on new videos. If you know someone who might enjoy my videos, please share it. Also, if you have a request for a specific class, please ask in the comments below. You can also follow me on Instagram at holly.r.jan.yoga. Be well and remember to breathe. See you next time.